Hey, hello everyone, my name is Chris and welcome to another movie review. Today I'm gonna be reviewing another science fiction movie that came out this year, and that is Pacific Rim Uprising, which is a sequel to first Pacific Rim movie. And in case you didn't watch any of these movies, then one big spoiler alert across the screen, because obviously I don't want to spoil anything to you. In case you didn't watch the movies, then just skip this video or something. And in case you are interested in my review and want to keep watching the video, then I hope you enjoy, and let's get started. Pacific Rim is a science fiction genre movie that is a sequel to first Pacific Rim movie, and Pacific Rim Uprising takes place 10 years after the first movie, after the war in the first movie. And this time we follow a young man called Jake Pentecost, which is a son of Stacker Pentecost from the first movie, and he's more of a character who is obsessed with his beauty and how sexy he is, which immediately eliminated one part of epicness in this movie for me. I immediately dislike that, but again, we are following a young man that still loves to party and all that kind of stuff, so I can still understand it, but still not really my kind of style. So yeah, that's just my opinion. Anyways, through the movie we realize that Jake is a young man who loves to party and all that kind of stuff, and he's very problematic. He does some illegal stuff, and he's given a choice. He can either go to prison or he can go back to military base to train young cadets and pilots how to operate Jaegers, which are giant robots built to fight Kaijis, which are apparently some giant aliens that came from the bottom of the sea and invaded the earth. And that was a little spoiler, but I had to say it because otherwise it wouldn't make any sense. He decides to go back to military and train these young pilots and cadets because he doesn't want to go to prison, and he wants his old life back, which is partying with girls and all that kind of stuff. And after some time, some things happen, and I don't want to spoil what because it's completely gonna ruin the movie. But Kaijis come back again, and they again are on their way to destroy the earth, and Jake and his friends are on the mission to save the world with a bunch of other people, and that's pretty much the whole story of this movie. So as you can see, it's, in my opinion, pretty boring story. Honestly, this movie really disappointed me. I honestly expected much more from this movie. I expected more epic story than the first movie. I expected the story is gonna go more epic way than the first movie. It's gonna be more interesting and all that kind of stuff, but it completely failed, and that's something I'm really disappointed in because I had bigger expectations from this movie. I didn't expect too much, but I expected more than what the movie showed me. And there is a lot of things I disliked about this movie, so I wouldn't call this a positive review. Now, I'm not trashing this movie. It's not completely bad, but it's bad in most of the ways. It's just not a movie I like. Like, if you're a person who wants to see giant robots punching giant monsters, and if you want to see just cool effects and action scenes, then yeah, you're probably gonna love this movie. But if you're looking for a interesting story connected with the first movie, you're not gonna find that in this movie. By watching this movie, I didn't really feel any connection with the first movie, and that's just what ruined it. Characters from the first movie appear, and movie doesn't give you any hint or anything. Where do you know that character from? And I don't really remember all the characters from the first movie, and they just pop in the movie, and you have to think, oh, where do I know that character from? The movie doesn't really explain these things, and I mean, they mention story from the first movie. It gives you a hint, but you still have to think about it, and then you realize, oh, okay, now I remember where is that from, where do I know that character from, or something. And that's what I really disliked. It's empty. Movie is really empty. You have to wait a lot for something to happen, and then when it happens, it's just nah, it's just not what I expected it to be. I expected it to be more epic. Battles in the first movie used to be way more epic. Story was way more epic. In my opinion, first movie was way better than the second movie. And when I watched the second movie, I actually realized that there was totally no need for the second movie. But for some reason they made it, and in my opinion, it was a fail. It didn't do anything good. In my opinion, it was terrible. Action scenes were fun. It was fun to watch these fights and everything. But again, if you go and analyze that a little bit, even that's gonna get ruined, because you can see all these buildings in the movie getting collapsed, and it feels like you're watching some sort of post-apocalyptic movie where world is getting destroyed completely. And I love how pilots of the Jaegers are actually trying to save people from all these monsters that are invading our world, but they don't really care about collapsing hundreds and hundreds of buildings on people that are below them and all that kind of stuff. So it really doesn't make sense. So a lot of these action scenes are actually poorly done and badly organized, I would say. There is a lot of things they didn't think about when they were making these action scenes. They just wanted to make them cool, and it looks cool. Those CGI effects and everything, it does look cool, but it's a movie that has a really empty, boring story. It's just a lot of boring stuff going on. You have to wait a long time for something that happens, and then it happens, and it's not even close epic as it was in the first movie. And I really expected more from this movie, and in my opinion, it was a big disappointment. So if you just wanna see some cool action and some cool fights with giant robots and monsters, maybe you will like this movie. But if you are looking for a movie that will have a better story than the first movie, also backstories of the new characters that pop in the movie are not explained, a lot of that is missing. There is a lot of holes in this movie, and it was just not a movie I enjoyed. That's all I'm gonna say. I didn't enjoy this movie. You'll maybe enjoy it if you are, like I said, a person who just wants to see some action and cool CGI effects. And in my opinion, that's pretty much all this movie has. Just a bunch of cool CGI effects and action scenes that are actually very bad if you analyze them a little bit further. And I think, like, if you analyze them, it makes it even worse. And that movie is completely ruined. So don't analyze these scenes. It's better to not analyze them, because it's gonna get even worse, trust me. And I don't know, I just didn't like this movie. I expected more, and it was really disappointing in my opinion. And this is not really a positive review, but reviews are all about honesty and opinions and how did you like something. So this is my opinion. You don't have to agree with it, but yeah, it's my duty as a reviewer. Like, if I'm gonna be a reviewer, then I'm gonna be honest and tell what I think. So that's just how it goes. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you do, then go ahead and leave a like, share, comment, or subscribe if you want. You don't have to if you don't want to. Also join my Chris Facebook group, link is down below in the description. You can follow me over there. And if you have any questions, you also have my ask.fm down below in the description. You can ask me any questions over there if you want. And that's it, guys, for this video. Thank you for watching. I love you. Thank you for all of your support so far on this channel. It's been amazing. Once again, I love you all, and I'll see you in the next videos. Chris out.